Chapter 1. Harold Dahl's Encounter. Our story begins in 1947, a year shrouded in mystery and intrigue, the same year as the infamous Roswell incident with a man named Harold Dahl, an ordinary individual who would soon find himself at the center of an extraordinary event. Now, Harold was a simple logger, out on his boat in the serene waters of the Puget Sound, going about his daily routine, when he saw something that defied all logic and reason: 6 giant donut-shaped objects hovering ominously in the sky. One of these mysterious objects, he claimed, began to break apart, raining down metallic debris onto his boat, causing chaos and destruction. Tragically, he said the falling debris killed his beloved dog and injured his son, turning a routine day into a nightmare. Harold, being a practical and resourceful man, took photographs of the wreckage, hoping to document the bizarre incident. But here's where the story takes an even stranger turn. The very next day, a man dressed in a black suit, complete with a fedora, approached Harold with an air of mystery and authority. This enigmatic figure warned Harold to keep quiet about the incident, insisting it was a matter of national security and that speaking out could have dire consequences. Harold, deeply shaken and fearing for his safety, reluctantly agreed to stay silent. However, when he later developed the photos, they were inexplicably fogged over, as if someone, or something, had tampered with them to ensure the images would never be seen. Was this a deliberate government cover-up to hide the truth from the public? Or was it something even more sinister, an unknown force at play? Harold took the story to his grave, leaving us with more questions than answers, and a mystery that continues to baffle and intrigue to this day. Chapter 2. Robert Richardson's Collision. Fast forward to 1967, Toledo, Ohio. Robert Richardson, driving home late one night, experienced a close encounter of the metallic kind. He claimed his car collided with a UFO. The object vanished on impact, leaving behind only a small piece of metal as a souvenir. Now Richardson, naturally curious, took the metal home. A week later, 2 men in black suits paid him a visit. They were very interested in the metal fragment, asking Richardson to hand it over. When Richardson told them he'd given it to someone else for analysis, things took a dark turn. The men threatened him, warning him to keep his mouth shut about the incident. Richardson never saw the men again, but the encounter left him deeply disturbed. The question remains, who were these men and why were they so interested in a piece of metal from a supposed UFO crash? Chapter 3. Jack Robinson's Stalker. Now let's move on to 1968 New Jersey. Jack Robinson, a UFO researcher, and his wife Mary, found themselves the target of a very unsettling form of harassment. For 3 days straight, a man in a black suit stood across the street from their apartment building, just watching them. Mary reported feeling like their apartment had been searched while they were out. Their friend, Timothy Green Beckley, another UFO enthusiast, decided to investigate. He managed to snap a picture of the mysterious figure, a rare instance of a supposed man in black caught on film. The photo, grainy and unclear, only deepened the mystery. Who was this man, and why was he stalking the Robinsons? Was he trying to intimidate them, or was there something more to his surveillance? Chapter 4. Dr. Hopkins Chilling Visitor. This next encounter takes us deeper into the bizarre, into a realm where the lines between reality and the unknown blur. In 1976, Dr. Herbert Hopkins, a respected physician in Maine, was deeply engrossed in researching a UFO case. His work was meticulous, and he was known for his scientific approach to the unexplained. One evening, as he was sifting through his notes, he received a strange phone call. The caller, claiming to be from a UFO organization, asked if they could visit Hopkins to discuss his research. The voice on the other end was calm, yet there was something unsettling about it. Hopkins agreed, thinking it was just another curious researcher, but what happened next sent chills down his spine and would forever change his perception of reality. Moments after hanging up the phone, Hopkins heard a knock at the door. It was as if the visitor had been waiting just outside, anticipating his agreement. Standing there was the caller, a man dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit. His appearance was immaculate, almost too perfect. But it was his face that truly terrified Hopkins. There was something unnervingly artificial about it. The man's skin was pale, almost white, like a doll's. It had an unnatural smoothness, devoid of any imperfections. He had no eyebrows or eyelashes, and his lips were an unnatural shade of red, as if they had been painted on. His voice was flat, monotone, like a machine. There was no emotion, no inflection, just a cold, mechanical delivery. The man instructed Hopkins to destroy all his research, claiming it was for his own good. The urgency in his command was clear, yet his tone remained eerily calm. He then made Hopkins watch a coin, and as Hopkins stared, the coin seemed to vanish into thin air. It was a simple trick, yet it left Hopkins feeling deeply unsettled. Hopkins later said he felt as if time had been manipulated, as if the very fabric of reality had been altered during that brief encounter. The experience left him questioning everything he thought he knew about the world. Chapter 5, Dan Aykroyd's Mysterious Encounter. Now some of you might find this next one hard to believe, but it involves someone you might know. Yours truly, Dan Aykroyd. Back in 2002, I was working on a TV show about unexplained phenomena for the Sci-Fi Channel. We were really pushing the envelope, exploring all sorts of strange and wonderful topics. One day I stepped outside for a break and noticed a black Ford sedan parked across the street. A large man in a black suit got out and gave me a look that sent shivers down my spine. I looked away for a second, and when I looked back the car was gone, vanished into thin air. A few hours later I got some bad news. The network had decided to pull the plug on the show. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe someone or something didn't want us digging too deep into these mysteries. Chapter 6. Shane Sovar's Security Footage. Our final stop takes us to the picturesque city of Niagara Falls in the year 2008. Known for its breathtaking waterfalls and vibrant tourism, this city became the unexpected backdrop for a mysterious and unsettling encounter. Shane Sovar, a diligent hotel manager, along with a vigilant security guard, reported an extraordinary sighting. They claimed to have seen a triangular UFO hovering silently near the hotel, an event that would soon lead to even stranger occurrences. A few weeks after the sighting, the hotel received unexpected visitors. Two men, dressed in impeccable black suits, arrived at the hotel, specifically asking for Sovar and the security guard. Their presence was as unsettling as it was mysterious. Unfortunately, Sovar and the guard were not present at the time. However, the encounter left the hotel staff deeply shaken. The men's demeanor and probing questions created an atmosphere of fear and confusion among the employees. Intrigued and disturbed by the visit, Sovar decided to review the hotel's security footage. What he found was nothing short of astonishing. The cameras had indeed captured images of the two mysterious men. Although the footage was grainy, it clearly showed two tall figures in black suits. Their faces were obscured, adding to the enigma surrounding their identity and purpose. Witnesses who saw the men up close described them in eerie detail. They had unnaturally pale skin, no visible eyebrows, and eyes that seemed unusually large and intense. One particularly unnerved witness even claimed that the men seemed to possess an uncanny ability to know what she was thinking, as if they were reading her mind.